Aleksandra, welcome. Thank you for sitting down with me. You're working as coordinator in plant ETP, and I know that recently a study on the socio-economic importance of plant breeding has come out. Can you explain why it was so important to pull this report together?
I'm an executive manager of European Technology Platform, Plants for the Future, and I think it's extremely important to communicate with the wider public, people not only gathering on this kind of meetings, but also with the general public.
Sure.
And I think it's extremely important to do it as a constant effort. I think we should also be responsible to frame the discussion based on scientific facts, based on quantitative and qualitative information. We are overloaded with information, or rather misinformation, sometimes I can say, especially around the plant breeding sector. So we decided it's really the highest time to provide something that could bring the discussion back to the scientific facts, and this is exactly what this report and the study was all about.
Can you explain a little bit the role of your organization, ETP, in the creation of this report?
We are a multi-stakeholder organization that covers the entire plant sector, starting from fundamental research to crop production and food processing, and we are really committed to support research and innovation in plant science and agricultural sector. And that is why we decided to commission a study that was performed by independent researchers to really focus and to provide this kind of information that I think is very needed for framing the public dialogue. So we are committed to support research and development activities, and this was the main idea to bring those kind of facts and data to general attention.
That's great, wonderful. Could you maybe highlight a few of the key findings of the report?
The study really reveals that plant breeding counts a lot. So I think one of the most important information and results of the study was revealing that if it wasn't for innovation in plant breeding, the average yield of major crops in the European Union would be lower by more than 16%. And this 16% means being able to produce enough calories to feed additional 160 million people.
Wow.
Also, producing more per unit of arable land means generating additional benefits, both for farmers as well as for the European economy. So, thanks to plant breeding and innovation in plant breeding, since the turn of the millennium, we were able to generate additionally over 14 billions of euro to European GDP. But it's not only about the money. Being able to produce more from the same area helps to address some key environmental issues. So thanks to innovative solutions in the plant breeding, we are able to avoid biodiversity losses as big as cutting Indonesia forest for palm since 2000 twice.
Wow.
We were also able to save water, on balance 55 billion of cubic meters water, so this stands for more or less 22 millions of Olympic swimming pool.
Amazing.
That is amazing, and we were also able to avoid emission of over 3.4 billion of tons of CO2, which is an equivalent of annual total greenhouse gas emission for traffic in Germany. So you can see those numbers are something to be proud of as a plant breeders and plant breeding community.
Definitely very impressive numbers. I can only hope that policymakers take good notice of these numbers and implement the impact of plant breeding into their policy making. How do you think that the seed industry will utilize the information of this study?
I think this is great continuation of the comment that you just made. that this result should be acknowledged by policymakers. I think this is really something that the plant breeding industry should be proud of.
Yep.
So really showing the numbers, what has already been done, and this study reveals the results and the benefits for the society, economy and environment that plant breeding contributed to in the last 15 years. So being proud of those numbers, saying it loud and spreading the news and information, I think it's very important, both for the industry itself and also also for building the dialogue with the wider public. So I think I see the role of industry here, just to make use of those data.
Disseminate all those impressive numbers.
And sometimes just to talk over and over again. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's not only about saying quite important things once, it's a continuous process. So yes, this is how I see the role of industry with this study and the report.
It's really great to have such reports because there are not many of such data available. So I'm sure that it's going to be used in many PowerPoint presentations. So my compliment, hopefully, yes.
Hopefully, exactly. Yeah. Let's count on that. It would be a waste of opportunity having all these scientific-based facts. Yeah. And I think that the important feature of the report is that we didn't publish it as one of many scientific papers. It's based on science, but the report based on the study is really done and written in very understandable and easy to follow way. This is a kind of information, this is a kind of knowledge sharing that we want to continue.
Yeah, wonderful, great. Let's look a little bit at the future. What kind of new initiatives can we expect from your organization?
We are quite active in the field of providing strategic input to Horizon 2020 and beyond. Okay. So really trying to focus based on the research needs of our stakeholders, so industry, scientific community as well as farmers, and identifying the research needs and innovation that needs the support on the European level. The second thing that we are continuing is organizing a joint workshops with the European Parliament. We already organized two and trying to show how can plant sector address societal challenges that we are currently facing. So we already focus on how we can what kind of solution we can provide to address challenge of climate change, of food and nutrition security, and now we will focus on addressing the issue of decreasing environmental footprint of agriculture without decreasing yields. We are also working on developing private-public partnership initiative that would really link all the stakeholders from the entire agri-food and non-food value chain. And of course, continuously we're gonna promote the study result, we're gonna be loud, and we're gonna communicate how important it is to really discuss scientific facts rather than the information that has nothing in common with science.
Exciting times ahead.
Hopefully, definitely.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you very much.